Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. In the last episode, we met with King Jingling and we were told about our objective and all that and such and such. In this episode, we are going to enter World 1. This is Mayahem Temple. And Mayahem Temple, it's, it's basically, just a standard first world kind of thing. It's all the greenery as usual. But, just kind of a simple enough to get you prepared for the upcoming challenges ahead. And so actually we're going to go ahead and, this is where the game actually begins. We already went through the tutorials and all that and saw the objectives and everything there. And, it's actually where we go and start our official adventure. And we were also told about Gruntilda's plans of genocide or mass genocide and all that. But, surprisingly enough, it actually doesn't go anywhere after that. So even though they say they have plenty of, it's going to take hours for them to charge their, the Bagel Blaster or Bob or whatever. They never really go through with it. So, you're given a shit ton of times. Not like Majora's Mask where it has that little time cycle there. No, you're given plenty of time though. So the overall story actually does take a pause for all that and just in favor of the whole gameplay. Anyway, so there's gonna be a lot to cover around here, but first and foremost, we're gonna go over this way. This is the Mayahem Kickball Stadium, and this asshole right here is not letting us in. So you start right there. What do you want? We want to go in there as it sounds cool. Of course it sounds cool. Everyone wants to see the Stony Kickball games. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stop there. So, this here is Officer Noka Paz, and yeah, I'm actually just stopping the dialogue here because, just seeing all that, but it actually goes pretty slow. I mean, normally I actually would speed this up though, but I'm just gonna keep it as it is. But I mean, because I can. But anyway, so yeah, he's actually guarding the entrance to the Mayahem Kickball Stadium, which was actually one of those missions we're gonna go to, but we can't really go in there at the moment because not only apparently the tickets have been sold out since Banjo-Kazooie. God damn, like I'm surprised this stadium is actually still ongoing. I'm surprised they haven't gone out of business. But yeah, I guess they're still ongoing. So yeah, this asshole won't let us in because because he won't let us in unless we're Stony because that's the only way to actually enter the games, and only Stonys are allowed. And what would the Stony be, you may ask? Well, we're going to find out. These guys are actually the regular Stonys, and we can't really understand what they're saying, though, because, because that's actually their own language, and so, we can't really talk to them. So anyway, a lot of things to go over, and some of the enemies to talk about here. Those stone statues that shoot arrows at you, or shoot these darts at you, those are Sputs. There's only one way to kill them, though, but that's actually something to be learned later on. And then the other cat-like enemies are called Moggies. They're just like regular standard mokes. They'll see you, and then they chase after you. You can actually just kill them with the forward roll. Now, what we just got there were the music notes returning from Banjo-Kazooie, but they're actually a lot different this time around. They come in different groups of 5, so in their own different nests. So if you actually collect those, and then you actually get like 5 notes. And unlike in Banjo-Kazooie, where you actually basically have to use those to unlock the dwarves in Gruntilda's lair. These are actually for unlocking the moves, and this is actually something to go over here. So this here is Sergeant Jam Jars. He is Bottle's brother, and he's basically the replacement Bottles, as you can see here. So what he's going to do is that, well, after you basically inform him of Bottle's untimely demise, so what it is that he's like I said, he's a replacement Bottles where he's going to be teaching those. Whoa, you took off your glasses there. That's actually kind of freaky there. But yeah, what he'll do is that he'll teach you the moves of this game here. So like this is basically one cool thing that you get to learn more moves in addition to having keep the moves from Banjo-Kazooie that Bottles already taught you. And so it's actually different this time around where, unlike in the last game where it was absolutely free, but this one you actually have to collect enough notes for Jam Jars to teach you the new move. So that's actually where the music notes come to play. Another great thing about the music notes, or actually the collectibles in general, is that they are permanent collectibles. So like Banjo-Tooie was actually the first game to actually fix the whole issue. Well, I mean, at least in the Banjo-Kazooie series, where they actually have the whole thing with the collectibles being permanent. Because in Banjo-Kazooie, well, the N64 original at least, because I know they fixed it in the Xbox Live Arcade port, where if you the collectible, they had that stupid scoring system in that game where you have to go or collect all the music notes in one go and all the other collectibles, well, at least most of them anyway. And then if you actually either die or leave the world, then you have to go collect them all over again. This game thankfully fixes that, and I love it the way they did that, doing permanent collectibles. And one thing, it's actually because the worlds in this game are a little bit removed from Banjo-Kazooie. where you're not really gonna be collecting all the jiggies and all the other collectibles in one go though, because there might be some jiggies you'll be having that that you'll be seeing, but you can't really get to unless you have a certain move. So you had to leave the world and come back later, and once you learn the move and like some kind of a later world and come back to it. Basically, like doing some backtracking, which I'll actually be using the backtracking videos for its own kind of video. But yeah, I really love how this game actually does fix the issue of the whole scoring system. So now you actually, you know, the music notes being permanent collectibles. So thank you, Banjo-Tooie, for fixing that issue. I'm really thankful for that. And what Jam Jar Stardust was the A game, and so it actually allows us to shoot the eggs in first-person view. So once you press the up C button, and then you'll see that reticle that actually appears. And so if you press the Z button, you'll be able to shoot the eggs. And so you actually be able to aim for whichever eggs you want to shoot for. If you want to cancel it out, then you just press the down C button, and then you just go regular. But to bring it back, then just press the down C button again. So yeah, that was the very first new advanced move that Jam Jar taught us. So basically the moves in this game were a lot cooler and more useful. Also, yeah, there's a notification. One of my friends playing Pokemon Scarlet. That's cool. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I know I'm going to be talking a lot. I'm going to be, like, you know, not really keeping up the pace and all that there, but I'll try my very best. But yeah, that was going to be the first of many moves here. Now, the next thing we're going to do is that we're finally seeing Mumbo again, and so what we saw there was a Globo, and there's actually 2 Globos in each world, but you only need 1 for that one specific thing. Like, for instance, we only need just 1 Globo for Mumbo. Now, Mumbo is actually doing things differently this time around. Where he no longer has the has a position to actually transform Banjo and Kazooie into different animals. No, he actually for as you can see here, you actually get to play as Mumbo now. And so Mumbo's role in this game is that you know, you give him the Globo and then you actually get to play as him. And so like the only kind of you know, the only kind of things he ever does, like he only has 1 method of attack. If you press the B button, then he uses a Zap Stick, which actually electrocutes enemies, and then that's about it. That's his only basic form of combat, so kind of like a magic user and all that. But one of his biggest things here is that you see these Mumbo pads that are right here in front of in some certain spots. So if you stand on one and then press B, then Mumbo actually uses magic to perform some kind of certain spells that he's about to do. So for this one, it's called Summon Golden Goliath. And the spells he's going to be performing is going to be different for each of the worlds. So this is actually what the spell is here is for Mayahem Temple. And yeah, as you can see, the frame rate is a lot smoother this time around because, like I said, I'm playing this on the Nintendo Switch Online. And so, therefore, the frame rate is smoother this time around, and, you know, so therefore, like, if I was playing the original N64 version, you'd see that because of, because it basically rushed the game a bit, and so that's why the frame rate does tend to get choppy, and there will be certain points where the game outright chugs. But thankfully, well, I know the Xbox ports actually fixed that issue. But you know, but this is also one of those examples in the NSO port, so it's actually a world nice seeing that. All right, so we're actually taking control of the Golden Goliath, and he does move pretty slow, but you know, his only method of attack is if you press the B button, then he actually kicks. He actually just kicks some enemies, and so he can actually just kick open that boulder here. And there is our Jiggy right here. So this will be our first Jiggy in this world here. It's Jiggy number 2 we just got. And you're actually under a time limit though. So once the time runs out, then the magic will be deactivated, and you will want to try to summon the Golden Goliath again. But we're gonna need to open up some areas here, like that whole temple right here. That's the code chamber, and we're gonna want to open that up here because we're gonna be using that quite a bit for something, and then we'll just get this warp pad in the process. I didn't really go over the warp pads here, actually. I'm sorry about that. So the warp pads, they're actually a method of fast travel, and so that's actually one thing I like about it is that you know, since the worlds are a little more gargantuan this time around, you'll see these warp pads, and you know, to have a bit of having to go around and do some backtracking here and there, then you can actually utilize these warp pads, and then you can actually teleport to which location you want to go to, as long as you have at least both the warp pads activated. And so, so you press B, and then you'll actually see the locations, and so it actually shows the name of the location you'll be going to. So if you want to teleport there, then that's where the warp pads come into play. And yeah, they're very much useful because of how gargantuan the worlds can be, which, you know, is something that people do not like, and I'll actually get into, you know, or at least, you know, trying to defend this game and all that. But anyway, so let's see, what else is there to talk about? I'm trying to think. Yeah, so we just got 2 Jiggies here. So yeah, the first Jiggy was just for from King Jingling, and then that second one we just got from there. So, so yeah, there's gonna be a lot more collectibles this time around in each of the worlds. Like, you know, as usual, there's still 10 Jiggies to collect, and then there's also the 100 music notes. But yeah, like I said, they always come in those nests of 5, and there's also that one bonus music note that you can actually get, which we'll see in a bit here. Also, there's the empty honeycomb pieces. They're back as well, but we actually can't really get to that particular one. But I'll explain what it is about those empty honeycomb pieces, and like they still do function the same, where you know they do get a health upgrade, but there's actually a different method for that, which I'll go over once we actually collect one of them. Alright, so that should be it for Mumbo right now. That was actually the only spell we have, and so to actually get back to playing as Banjo-Kazooie, we just take him back over to his chair. And now, you can actually play as him again if you want to, where you no longer need the Globo again. You actually just go up to him, talk to him, and then he'll ask if you want his help again, and then you go back to playing as him. And so he actually still keep his magic. So that's actually where the Globos really come into play, because he really needs that to actually be able to perform his magic on some things. Oh, and since we just killed a Magair here, this right here is a skill stop honeycomb, and so what happens is that if you like your health bar here actually start flashing each one of those honeycombs, and so if you press the B button, then it'll actually stop at that point, and then your health will be restored right then and there until it gets to that kind of point. So you want to make sure to get to where get to the top over there, you'll have a full health bar. And it's actually pretty helpful too. Like if you get really low on health and you find one of those, then you want to make sure to collect them. So over there you'll get like an instant full restore. Alright, so this next one right here is the Briegel Blaster, and so this one is actually kind of cool as well. You actually, Banjo will get to use Kazooie as a handheld gun, and so once she does, and it's only going to be in certain places though, like when he just mentioned Tarkazan's Temple. Yeah, who is that Tarkazan? We don't even know who he's been mentioned, and we don't even know him. But anyway, so you go to those areas, you actually get into this first-person shooter. So yeah, think of it like Call of Duty and all that. And of course some other, well, Rare has also developed these other first-person shooters like Perfect Dark and the GoldenEye games. Like GoldenEye 007 for the N64. And so, yeah, you actually use those first-person shooters, and so you just press Z to fire those eggs. And what I just picked up right here is a treble clef, and so treble clefs, they give you they give you all 20 of those individual notes. And I do believe that should be all the music notes, or all 100 of the music notes that we just collected in this world. So, so yeah, like I said, they are permanent collectibles, and they're and that's what's so great about this game. You know, just being permanent collectibles, and you don't have to worry about having to go there all in one go. So you actually get to keep them with you, even if you do leave the world. So I'm really thankful for that. Also, you just noticed that, you know, I collect this Jiggy, but Banjo no longer does his iconic dance. So, yeah, I mean, the song is still there, but it's not really quite like getting jiggy with it. But at least it actually alleviates the whole cutscene of just having to wait till the animation is done until, and then, you know, with the whole thing with Kazooie actually eating the Jiggy, which, I mean, it's kind of weird, though, but yeah, there's no longer the animation for the iconic Banjo dance, so, I mean, some people may find it disappointing, though, but, I mean, nothing to lose sleep over, because, I mean, at least I can still just keep going there. Alright, so this mission right here, this is Bovina, and she's having a bit of an issue with some pests, and so we're basically some exterminators here. She wants to get rid of those flies. They're actually called guabbles. And so, these flies here, you have to shoot them with the eggs with the egg game right here. Unlike the enemies, though, they don't actually respawn. Well, you know, I didn't really talk about that, though. So, the enemies in this game, they actually respawn after a while. So, it's not like in Banjo-Kazooie, where after you kill them, they're actually completely dead until after you leave the world and they actually come back. But, no, the enemies actually respawn this time around, so it actually kind of makes things a little more challenging here. So, after getting rid of all those flies, or all those, for the pest control here, then that's where we have we get the Jiggy here. Oh, there's this one trick I'm about to perform. So, if you actually use a Beak Buster here, and then you just follow the ledge here, you won't take any fall damage at all. So it's actually one thing that I've just learned about, and like, you know, it's actually something you can do in even in Banjo-Kazooie, where I actually learn about that, and so I didn't get to show that off when I did the Let's Play, and so, because I really didn't think about that. But yeah, this is actually what you can do, and I thought that maybe, you know, I was wondering if they actually still kept in this game, but no, it turns out they actually did, though, so I can actually be able to use that and just not take any fall damage. So that's actually one trick that you can do to avoid taking the fall damage in this game. But also, taking fall damage wouldn't really be that much of a big deal, because, yeah, as you can see here, they actually got rid of the life system from Banjo-Kazooie, which I'm actually real thankful for, especially since, you know, lives can be pretty hard to come by in the last game, but no, they're actually gone, though, so even if you do fall to your death, or actually you die or lose all the honeycombs, then it really doesn't count against you for all that. You'll still keep all your collectibles, and then you won't have to worry about having to, you know, just the game won't really penalize you or anything. Now, what we just got here was the grip grab, and thank God this game actually has it there, because, you know, something that, you know, one kind of nitpick about Banjo-Kazooie that I have is that, you know, a lot of other games would usually have the character having grip grab as their natural abilities, but Banjo never had that in that game, and that's kind of baffling in a way. So it took until Banjo-Tooie for us to actually finally learn that move, and I'm actually real thankful for that because, you know, I'd say it's like, why didn't they have it in Banjo-Kazooie? So we finally have it here. Now, what I just picked up was a white Jinjo, and what you just saw here on the counter, there's only one white Jinjo. Yeah, so he's living by himself. I hope he has enough money, or at least a job, to actually be able to pay the rent here. I mean, assuming the rent in Jinjo Village is at least affordable. But yeah, there was only one white Jinjo, so it was actually like pretty early in. I noticed that, like, you know, from almost all my playthroughs of Banjo-Tooie, I always tend to get the white Jinjo pretty early because they always just seem to appear. But yeah, what you just saw here is that, you know, I just picked it up, and since there was just one, then that's when I got the Jiggy right then and there. But that's basically how the whole Jinjo system goes in this game, where you just reunite the whole families, and that's how you get the Jiggy. But like I said, you know, if you're actually playing Banjo-Tooie yourself, then, you know, like I said, all the Jinjo colors are randomized, even though they're on the same location. So chances are, in that very same alcove they saw there, it might not be a white Jinjo like in my playthrough. So it could be a different color if you were to play this game. So, but yeah, I just got the white Jinjo pretty early, so that's how I got the Jiggy right then and there. It's this early access. So this here is the Jade Snake Grove, and so we're gonna get one of those kind of Jiggies here. Oh yeah, look at that, a Jiggy right here, the Sleeping Snake. Oh yeah, let's get it. Oh what? That wasn't fair.
Thought you'd steal Slumber's gold while he slept, did you?
Well, yes, to be honest.
But I heard you coming, clumsy bear.
Oh. No, yeah, that's all I can say, just so. Alright, so I'll just hop down here, and then he just somehow regurgitates from the Jiggy. So, this is actually one of those stealth missions you have to do to get this Jiggy here. There's actually two of them in this level, which I honestly do not like, though, because that means having to sneak over. So what you have to do is that you have to very slightly tell on the analog stick. So that way there, you have to make sure that Banjo goes in this kind of position for him to tiptoe and sneak over to the Jiggy, because if you actually accidentally push further, then Slumber will wake up, and then he'll go and eat the Jiggy, and so you have to go back down to where he won't see you, and then you'll get the Jiggy again. But yeah, those missions I don't really like because, you know, it's not so much the fact that we'll wake up though, but like it's basically the adrenaline rush and the anxiety, so I didn't really like it very much. But now we just got the Jiggy, and after you get the Jiggy though, then you actually just be able to just run around, and then he won't wake up at all. So there we go. It's kind of weird in a way. All right, so this is actually where the Great Grab comes into play. So so you want to be careful as you go along those ledges. You can see those kind of enemies here. These are called Snapdragons, and so if you get close enough to them, then they'll come out of their holes and they'll try to bite you, and then you'll get knocked out of the ledge, and you have to go back up there. So you want to be careful. You actually press B, then you'll have Kazooie to do the attack, or the Rat-Tat-Rat at least. And I think there's this yeah, I think that's just all there is to say though, because I'm about to reach the end of the video. And we see that there's a little teepee over there, a wigwam over there, and there's another character we're about to meet inside of there, but who that maybe you may ask, we'll have to find out. And this person actually has his own kind of purpose that I'll talk about here. So, anyways, next time on Let's Play Banjo-Kazooie, or not Banjo-Tooie. Sorry, I was talking about a lot. We're gonna go inside the teepee over there, and then we're gonna see what awaits, and we'll collect more of the Jiggies in Mayahem Temple. So I will see you guys next time.